We talked about this a lot already. The Robert Saleh, I'm keeping receipts on everybody that says something bad about us. Well, yesterday, Robert Saleh had a press conference, and he kind of walked it back by saying, I was very emotional. I was sticking up for my guys, blah, blah, blah.
I'm mad at Craig.
But he's mad at me. I can eat that all day. There's a song we sing as Jet fans, not when you played for the Jets, as Jet fans since you played for the Jets, and it's an old Temptations classic, and it goes like this. It's just the same old Jets. And we just repeat that.
I thought we were done singing. I leave for one day, and we're back to singing.
No, we never give up
singing.
it
was Cody.
I'm not allowed to sing.
Yeah, he's not allowed to sing. You're not allowed to play air sports. I do whatever I want because it's my name on the show. So he wanted to make the point that we're not the same old Jets. Now, the only time we weren't was when you played for the Jets, and Rex Ryan famously said after the Jets got to their second consecutive AFC championship games, he goes, us, same old Jets. Back in the championship game again. Now, were you guys aware that he had said that?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Were you aware of the rhetoric of, they're the Jets, they're the same old crappy Jets?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys knew about that, right?
Of course. Yeah, how do you not know about it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, some guys claim they don't listen or read or anything, right?
There's some talking heads on different shows and whatnot that yell all the time, it's the same old Jets. I'm not naming any names, but there might be one to my right.
Yeah. And you guys always told me you never listened to the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't listen to the outside noise, don't listen to the outside noise.
Yeah.
But we all get it.
Listen, here's the thing, and it's so simple, and I say this for any coach watching, any player watching, and fan bases that are ticked off that they've never experienced anything good. You are the same old Jets until you prove that you're not. You are the same old Texans. You are the same old Browns. You are the same, Jaguars, Panthers. Pick a franchise that hasn't had a lot of success. And the coach should come out and be as sensitive as he wants and claim that he's sticking up for his guys as much as he wants. There's only one way to change it. Win. That's all you have to do. Definitely. It ain't that complicated. Win.
It's pretty complicated when you're the Jets right now, though.
No, it's complicated because they're not very good.
Yeah.
But once they get good, and I'm not sure if that'll be with Robert Saleh as their coach or not, listen, as fans, we go when you stink. And we'll be the first guys in line to get your autograph and take a picture with you when you're good and tell you how great you are. That's the beauty of being a fan. Like, we're always there. We're just desperate for you guys to win. And to wrap up a quick Jet segment here, I did see video yesterday that made me very, very happy. Yes, I did. I certainly did.
I'm listening.
Very happy.
Right there. Number 2, Zach Wilson. Granted, he's not in full uniform, pads and all that stuff, but Zach Wilson's knee looks great, which does beg the question, why the hell is he not playing this week against the Cleveland Browns? He doesn't have a brace on his knee. He's not on crutches. He's not watching.
I will say no brace on the knee is huge.
Huge, right?
Huge.
Like, I see that, and I say to myself, that guy physically looks like he could play football. So why isn't Zach Wilson playing football? Because we're playing the Browns? Well, guess what? For the first time since 1931, the Cleveland Browns are favored. And they're favored against my Jets. Come on, man. Is that where we are?
Yes.
We're underdogs to the Browns and Jacoby Brissett? It'll also be the first time, if they win, that the Browns get off to a 2-0 start since, what's that say? 1642. So it's been a very, very, very long time. But I will say this. Zach Wilson shorts looks good. Yeah, so we saw the video of Zach Wilson in shorts looking great. Mm-hmm. We're not going to see the same thing with Dak Prescott. He's not on the IR, so he can be at the complex. He can work out if they want him to. He can train. He can rehab. And he can be in all the meetings. He can be on the field. It's interesting, though, that they've chosen not to let him on the field. And it's not injury-based. Like, you could speak to this. A lot of times if a guy has a knee, an ankle, they don't want him anywhere near it if he's not in the IR for risk of, God forbid, play goes wide and he gets hit again. But this is a thumb. So I'm not sure why they're not letting him go anywhere near the field. But he is in the facility because he's not on the IR. But that's not the real story today that's brewing out of Dallas. It seems like every day there's a new story. Ezekiel Elliott was asked about, without Dak, what are we going to do offense-wise? Like, we're not going to put all the pressure on Cooper Rush. And you saw, I want to be clear, he's not being a bad guy about it. He's not trying to create drama, but he was very clear that he wants the ball more. What do you have, a total of like 13 touches, I think it was, in week 1 in the loss, of course, on Sunday night. But he wants the ball. He wants to carry the ball. And one of the reporters said to him, would 10 carries be enough? No. He said no. But here's where I think Elliott's missing the boat a little bit. He might be the second best running back on that team. Tony Pollard is becoming the go-to back on that team. So it would have been interesting, to me at least, if the question to Elliott was, between you and Tony, how many carries do you think you guys need to be more comfortable, have a better chance to win? Now, that question wasn't asked. He wants the ball more, as everybody does, right? Wide receivers are always open. Running backs want 40 touches. But you see the numbers right there. And the key number is the one on the bottom right. And that is the fact that Tony Pollard last year led the league in yards per touch. So if I'm Mike McCarthy, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to protect Cooper Rush, I don't want to expose him and have him throw the ball 30 times, which they shouldn't do, I'm not giving the ball to Elliott 25 times. I'm personally giving it to Pollard.
Makes sense. And it would be very interesting to see someone actually ask the question, like, between the two of you,
right,
when it comes to, because of course, every running back's going to say, I want the ball.
Right.
And especially Zeke with the whole eating, keep feeding me, like that's in his mantra, his personality. He's going to say that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, you look at the numbers of production, it is slowing down a bit more.
And by the way, it comes across like a knock. It's really not. Like, Elliott averaged 4.5 yards per touch. For a running back, that's solid.
Right.
If you could do 4.5 yards every time you carry the ball, guys will sign up for that all day.
All day.
The problem is that they've got a younger version of him on the roster who is just a little bit better. Whether that's fresher legs, whatever it might be, more speed, there's another guy there. And listen, I think when you start trying to handicap what the Dallas Cowboys are going to be, not a knock on Cooper Rush, if they do what, for example, the Jets did with Joe Flacco in week 1, which was crazy, threw the ball almost 60 times, like the third most attempts he's had in his entire career, you're not going to win. Now, part of that is also when you're playing from behind, you can't run the ball every down because you got clock problems, right? Mm-hmm. So if the Dallas Cowboys are down 20 points, Cooper Rush is going to throw the ball 40 times. But if you establish the run early, and you have to do that, in my opinion, not just with Elliott, you got to do it with a guy right now who, frankly, is a little bit better. And I know guys take that as a personal front. It's not. You have a two-headed monster. It's like the old, Tiki Barber, Brandon Jacobs, although different styles of running, thunder and lightning. Mm-hmm. If you have two guys who can do it, that to me poses a lot of problems for opposing defenses because you always have a fresh running back in the game. And to me, it's either about winning or it's about your personal stats. I want a guy who wants to win over getting 25 carries so he can go home and tell his family, daddy's a rock star.
Right. I'm the fantasy leader of the family. But I think the big thing for Dallas that is going to have to happen is they got to run the ball, but then use that run to set up the play action. Because they're not going to – Cooper Rush is not going to drop back and win you a game throwing 40 times a game. But you get into that play action, you really establish a run. It's tricky, and the defense needs to step up. That's a big one that isn't talked about.
If I had said to you a month ago, either one of you or you're watching at home right now, just play this out for a second. We're hanging out in a bar, and I go, I've got a crazy, wacky prediction. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. The Cleveland Browns are going to be 2-0, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to be 0-2. Would I have had any credibility in any sports bar in America?
Zero.
None, right?
None.
Zero. None. And we are looking down that telescope right now where the Cleveland Browns, if they beat the Jets, right, and the Dallas Cowboys are looking at 0-2 and 2-0. And a month ago, 2 weeks ago, you would have said I was totally crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Crazy lives on FS1. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.